It's a big day and night for sportsNOLA.com and WHNO. This coming Wednesday is National Signing Day and a special edition of Prep Recruiting Insider because we'll have all the big signees locally that you could ever imagine. Rick Daly, Renee Nato will be in studio with this very special edition of PRI. 6 p.m. We'll have updates for you starting early in the morning at sportsNOLA.com. We'll have 3 crews fanned out all over the place to let you meet up close and personal the young men that are signing with respective schools, not just locally, but nationally. So this is the place to be Wednesday. sportsNOLA.com and WHNO TV 20. It's going to be fun. And Brian, when you look at signing day, it's a special day for a lot of kids, but when you look at it this year, 3 out of the 4 major services have LSU as the #1 class in the country. The other has them second to Ohio State, and they still are going to get 3 or 4 more before we're done.
Absolutely, and how the world has changed for LSU and Tiger Nation in the matter of a month, Kenny. We talked about it off air with the Les Miles situation. Here they are. I mean, you know, they're consensus almost #1 recruiting school, and they've done a great job. They've done it without Frank Wilson too, missing the last few weeks. So kudos to these guys.
Yeah, and I tell you what, just to see a lot of the young talent that they got, that's put a notch on the coach belt right there. That he's able to still go out and get great players. So I take your hat off to him. And I look at Alabama, the guys that they recruit, they more look like to me this year. They just went and got guys who they needed for position.
Right.
Yeah. Would LSU have had this class had Les Miles been let go like they wanted to do about a month ago?
I know. No, I would easily no.
Okay.
And you know what?
That might have been the best move they made in terms of recruiting.
And you know what? On top of that is, I know it's you can't do this, but I'm going to anyway. Is keep those juniors around, and that's like having an extra bunch of 6, 7 guys that normally LSU hadn't been able to count on the last few years. So
we'll see how it pans out. They've got themselves a great class and great players coming back. They'll be a top 5 team, I think, heading into next season. Les Miles coaches football. Johnny Jones coaches basketball at LSU. And the Tigers had the #1 team in the nation in town, Oklahoma, this past Saturday. And boy, did it look good for a while for LSU. Ricky, they were dominant much of this game, but couldn't finish.
Yeah, and I tell you what, that shows you Oklahoma give them the #1 ranking because they never did quit. I mean, and right there at the end, you see their superstar woke up and won the ball game for them.
Buddy Hill.
Absolutely. Superstar won up, and I'll tell you what, I know we've talked about this ad nauseum, but this has happened 2 or 3 times now where LSU's needed Ben Simmons to step forward at the end, okay? And I agree with these announcers who I get mad at sometimes, but he's a superstar, and he needs to get the ball at these situations. And here we go. We're throwing it out of bounds. The quarterman, he takes the ball down, not in this play, but in the end, and you'll see. And it's just, Ben has got to step forward and take a little bit more assertion, okay, because he is who he is.
Now, is Antonio Blakeney taking all the big shots in this game, as you saw, down the stretch, and he's talented, but Simmons didn't touch the ball.
Good play there. Here we go.
Winner
Watch
by Cousins, and here's the end of the game with Quarterman on the drive. Watch to his left. 2 open shooters. If he'd have just looked, he'd gotten a clean look for 1 of 2 guys. Didn't happen. He wanted a foul, didn't get it. No timeout, no play call. Just go after it if you want. 77-75, a win for Oklahoma. Tulane has lost 5 straight. UNO back-to-back home wins, good for them. Privateers and Nicholls State in the rivalry game. Tulane women have UConn. Ooh, good luck with that. LSU and Mississippi State. Okay, Brian, bottom line is it's easy to be a critic after the fact. But if Ben Simmons is truly the best player in America, how can he not touch the ball basically in the last 7 minutes? Even if he doesn't shoot, he's got to touch the ball. But then again, when he does touch it, he's got to look to shoot the ball a little bit more. I know you don't have confidence in your perimeter shot, but you got to take a few just to keep people honest, or they're not going to play him out there.
I agree. And look, he didn't take a shot the last 10 minutes of the game, I believe. And I know he inbounds the ball. That's what they do. But you know what? Johnny had a timeout, I believe, left. Didn't use it. You got to call a play, okay? Ben Simmons is the kind of guy, in my mind, he's going to do what he's being asked to do. Okay, if I'm Johnny Jones, I'm going to put a lot more weight and responsibility on this guy's shoulders because there's not probably a better skill set player in the country right now in college.
Well, I mean, by him being a freshman, it seemed like to me that, he's not wearing him down. But my thing, as you say, he didn't touch the ball. He touched the ball a whole lot because all he was doing was taking it out. So I mean, but
That's what I'm saying. You got
what he said.
to
Right.
change that.
And that's what he got to understand.
Why is he taking the
Yeah,
ball out?
right.
He got to understand that the game is on his shoulder. I mean, he's a superstar, and that haven't registered to him yet. I
Yep.
see him over and over. He's a lot like the Davis out there, but now I see Anthony Davis used to be like that, but now he's taking shots all over the court. I mean, and I think this guy, he'll get it sooner or later.
Sooner or later, hopefully sooner.
Yeah.
I can tell you that sooner. We're going to talk about the Super Bowl and our picks when we return in just a moment on Sports NOLA TV.